Yo, what is up, everybody? It is DJ with Boys on the Bench, and I am back with a 5-leg slip, as well as maybe an AI-generated slip for those of you who stick around to the very end. And guys, if you don't know what the AI slip generator does here on Daily Grind Fantasy, all it does is it shows you some of the most profitable slips to be taking. As you can see, 14 different slips here, and this tool is up 1,800 units. I know you can't see it. It is right behind my head, but it is up 1,800 units since its release date little over 1 year ago, and it's all backed by math, listening to these sports books. So again, if you are committed to becoming a more profitable sports bettor moving forward, then you absolutely need to be positive EV betting, but you have to be doing it with fidelity. You have to be hitting these thresholds. You have to have good bankroll management. Okay, so with that, I will be jumping into that, but before we also jump into that, I wanted to show you my X profile just to show you that I am posting all of these plays on here 100% free. I've got some Underdog slips that I've just released a little over 30 minutes ago, so you can go still try to tell that if some of those plays are still available. Right now, Framber Valdez is one of the top plays. We grabbed him at 37.5 fantasy score, but I think we're starting to see that drop down a little bit. Well, we'll look at it on PrizePicks and everything that we see there. Do you have a couple of sweats that I'm sitting here sweating out? Right now, I'm 3 of 3 on this slip, looking for 3 more. 2 WNBA, 1 NFL play with Ezekiel Elliott going under 30.5 rush yards. But then I've got some other ones here as well. Got this PrizePicks slip right now that I'm already 3 of 3, sweating out these other 2. I posted this one just yesterday as well. And then it's on top of my NFL slip, looking for a 25x payout. Josh Allen and Joe Burrow did not need to throw an interception. They did not yesterday. So now we have those, looking for some WNBA slips today. And then lastly, we have our League of Legends on Thursday. So anyways, though, bread and butter of this, let's go ahead and jump into kind of how I built out my slip. And I'll show you the slip that I've created here, right? So we have these 5 picks already with a couple CS2 plays and then a couple of MLB plays. And you can see with the Zach Neto, I'm not sure why they've included kind of the Goblin attached to him. I didn't get a Goblin. This is still a 10x payout. I wouldn't want to play these Goblin plays included in here, so I'm not exactly sure why they added that on there when I'm still getting a 10x payout there as well. So let's go ahead and kind of, again, jump into how I created this. Now, whenever we're looking at PrizePicks, this is that threshold. You can see that just under my face here, but I've kind of enlarged it just so that way you can look at it, right? We've created a 5x slip, meaning that we're looking for an average odds of 54.2% odds to hit, but this is everything that you need. All these slip types that we're creating, whether that be 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, these are the exact thresholds that we are looking for. If you look at 3 is actually the worst combination that you can be using on PrizePicks. These are the least profitable slips. They aren't paying you out as much as what other books are paying you out as. If you create a 3-slip parlay on Underdog, instead of 5x, Underdog is giving you 6x. Same thing with Dabble. If you go a 3x slip on Dabble, Dabble's going to give you 6x. So why in the world would you be doing 3-leg slips on PrizePicks? We've got to have a higher percent odds to hit, meaning that, right, those slips are just not as profitable as what other ones could be. It's a 4-edge difference from what we're getting on 5 and 6-leg slips. So anyways, with that said, let's go ahead and use that information to go ahead and create out some of these slips. So the very first one that I've created for you was this Frozen play, right? Under 32.5. The reason that that's such a good play, we're getting 56.67% odds to hit, and that is because if we look at Underdog and Hot Streaks, currently Underdog is offering this at 30.5 as well as Hot Streaks. Hot Streaks is also heavily favoring the under at minus 166. So not only are we getting a 2-point edge on both of these books, but Hot Streak is very heavily favoriting the under to hit at minus 166, which is very good for us. Now, the reason that I skipped over this top play here is because we only have the 1 data point from Underdog. When I create these, personally, my favorite thing to do is to create slips that have multiple data points. Not to say that this play here does not have any value. It's in fact a great middling opportunity for you if you wanted to include that in there, because the reason that it's a good middling opportunity is if we take the over on PrizePicks of over 8, we can also go over to Underdog and take the under 8, meaning that if he hits 9 or 10, we win not only the over on PrizePicks, but we also win the under on Underdog. So I personally skip that play just because we have 2 data points here. getting it heavily backed, 56.67, giving us that threshold. Again, whenever we're looking at it, what we want is that 54.2. So the fact that we're getting 56.67 is solid odds for us, right? So now we're able to continue to start building this. Now we do unfortunately have to skip some of these plays because this ropes, Kerrigan, Rain are all on the same team. You can see here by that phase, we cannot include those because those will get nerfed, right? We'll see a lot of that correlation, and we don't want that. We still want that 10x payout whenever we're creating these 5-leg plays. But the play that I did go with was this Bailey Ober under 34.5 fantasy score. We can see from the rest of the books, we're getting roughly 31, which is almost a 3-point edge, 3.5-point edge compared to what these sports books are saying. Now, if you go to DraftKings, Caesars, Bovada, all of these books, what they're not going to actually offer is fantasy scores. But what they are going to offer is everything that gets baked into these, like strikeouts, pitcher recorded outs, how likely they are to record a win. Based off of all of that, Daily Grind Fantasy is able to kind of compute all of that on the back end, and they're saying, hey, everything that they're saying, they have their fantasy projections coming in around 31.2, 31.2, and 31.7. So why in the world is PrizePicks currently offering this line at 34.5? Not really sure. That's the advantage that we want to take advantage of. So going under 34.5. So that's also coming in at 56.3. We can essentially go anywhere from there with 2 plays over 56%, which is absolutely solid. Multiple data points on both of those. So with that said, though, going to go ahead and scroll down just a little bit. I skipped over this fantasy scores play because I'm going to incorporate it into another slip. So I definitely don't want to overexpose. When we positive EV bet, don't include the same player in multiple slips. We overexpose because if this play, Logan Gilbert, were to in fact go over 31.5 fantasy score, not only do we chalk this slip, but we've chalked the other slip as well. So I will be including him on another slip. So I am skipping him for now. Framber Valdez, like I said, I've already got him on my underdog slip right now to go under 37.5. PrizePicks and Underdog do their fantasy scores just a little bit different. So their projections are going to be a little bit off on there. Bailey Ober, I've already got him included, but that's another solid play is to go under on his pitcher fantasy score. So what I do have, though, was this Zach Neto going over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. As we can see here, all of these books are pretty much heavily favoriting this. The lowest that we're seeing is -130. We're getting average juice of -141. Now, whenever we incorporate these into our slips, what we're getting from PrizePicks and 5-leg slips is -119. So the fact that we're getting average juice of -141 is absolutely crazy. It's over a 20 edge difference compared to PrizePicks and what these other books are saying. So with that said, though, that's 3 of my picks. I want to go ahead and pull it up, see who else I had on here was Schreier and then Hunter's line. So if we look here, Hunter was this play here going under 14. We see 2 other books, again, Underdog and Hot Streaks, both offering this a whole kill lower, and Hot Streaks is favoriting it at -155. So obviously clear value there in that play as well. And then the other one was Schreier, so I skipped over him, but that was that Spirit play getting 54.2% odds to hit, which is really, really good for us. Again, 12.5. When we look at the rest of the market, they're offering it at 11.5. So we're getting another play with a 1-point edge, a 1-kill edge, and then also Hot Streaks is heavily favoring it at -167. So this is exactly how you create this. It's very easy. I've kind of explained my reasoning in roughly an 8-minute video, but it should take you no time at all. It should take you less than 60 seconds to incorporate these into a slip, fire it off, and then all of a sudden you have one of the most profitable slips, the best way to make money in positive EV betting and utilizing these DFS sports apps. So if we go back over here to the AI slip generator, as I promised, let's give this a quick refresh and see what we can get. Oh, really good. Really profitable, 10.7% here on Underdog. So if I fire this up, we've got this however you want to say that. CS2 play under 14.5 kills. And then we've got Gabby Williams under 15.5. And then Skylar Diggins-Smith under 16.5. All you have to do is copy and paste this over into Underdog. And then you're rocking and rolling. Hit the submit button. And that's as simple as that. So this process makes it super, super, super easy whenever you're trying to find very profitable slips, is because they go ahead and build out these slips for you. And again, it's proven to work. We are up 1,800 units since the release date little over a year ago. So again, if you wanted to tell either of these slips, I've incorporated that down into the link in the description below. So make sure you're telling those. Let's have a great Tuesday, setting us up for the rest of the week. Anyways, though, I will see y'all next time. Ride the pine.